I'm going to make probably a terrible error with this guy. Sorry, Al. Are we back? Okay. How awesome is this, you guys? This is great.
Yeah, y'all.
What's crazy is one person organized this. Is Lindsay Holland here anywhere? Lindsay, thank you. Be nice to Lindsay. I'm actually going to tell a story about Lindsay. I recruited Lindsay in one day. I said, your old job is too boring. I want you to come. We're going to have a small conference, like 200-300 people. She said, okay, I can do that. I said, I need you to quit, like, immediately. She said, okay, I can do that. I was like, great, you're in. I have bad news, I have to pay you in Bitcoin. And she was like, okay. Lindsay's done pretty well so far, so that's great. So, yeah, let's cheer. That is good. So, who knows what that number is, out of curiosity? Guesses?
18 million.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
18 million.
Yes, 18 million what? That's total transactions on the Bitcoin network since it launched. That's really cool. It's going like this. We'll hit 20 million in June. And that's a lot of transactions. That's a lot of financial interacting. I think that's cool. Right now, $45 million a day is being traded on the Bitcoin network. Yeah, that is awesome. That comes to 16 billion a year.
That's nothing.
And when you have that kind of growth in a totally open payment network, something happens. The underlying asset goes up. So a year ago today, Bitcoin was at $5.08. And when I wrote this slide, it was at 24x. Might be over, might be under. Right now it's volatile. So in Silicon Valley, that's like a pretty good return, not an awesome return.
What?
Last night I hung out with some Facebookers and they're like, 24x, come on. That's in 1 year, give us time, give us time. So I'm really excited about that, and I think, of course, a lot of the reason you guys are here, A, you now have money too, because Bitcoins are 24 times more valuable, and B, your friends are jealous and you told them to come along, right? So I'm glad you're here. One of the things I think when I look at that is how many people have worked to make that happen, right? So I'm looking at people giving away tens of thousands of Bitcoins to seed economic systems, to explain to people how it works. People like Roger Ver travel tirelessly around the world, literally preaching Bitcoin every day. There are core infrastructure providers. There's companies like Google who put money into building the infrastructure. People are working nights and weekends. So I feel really appreciative. I mean, I want to give you guys a hand and say, nice work, good job. So yeah. I'm looking forward to another year of explosive growth for Bitcoin. I think that'll be great. A lot of people want to know what's coming. They're like, look into your crystal ball for me, please. What do you see? Someone is going to get rich this year in Bitcoin. So we will see some of these businesses do really, really well. We'll see individual investors do really, really well. I'm excited to see what happens there. I think that'll be great. There will be new entrants. There will be young whippersnapper companies in this space that are going to take your candy away from you, incumbents. So watch out. I'm expecting to see a lot more competition this year. We're starting to see, a year or two ago, there was maybe a little bit more politeness in the space. Good innovators, hungry innovators are coming. They're backed with good money. I think that's good for the whole community. But everyone's going to have to kind of up their game and watch that they don't lose their candy. Bankers will be here. Are there bankers here tonight? I cheer you. Thank you for coming. Now, what kind of bankers? It's going to vary. It's going to take some time to bring all sorts into the fold. But I know for a fact, many large banks have research arms. They're very interested in what's happening. They want to understand it. Totally open payment network with deflationary properties requires some new thinking, as you guys know. And so they're going to be here. They're going to be in our space. We will have more regulatory in the coming year. So the first guidance is out from FinCEN. And we're going to see a lot more talk about this in the US and other countries over this year. There will be technology. When I think back, not even a year ago we launched the foundation. We were like, we should have a conference. That would be great. People need a conference. when I think about everything that's happened in our space since then, just all the growth I'm talking about, it is amazing to me that the foundation still just has 2 paid employees, Gavin and Lindsay, that's all. It's time to grow, right? So I wanted to announce tonight a few things. One is we'll be hiring some technologists, at least 1 senior and 1 junior. So search us out if you like the sound of a job like that. We will be hiring someone to work on the Hill and interact with Washington regulators, help shape. Yeah, that's good. I think that's really good. And I'm not. I am someone who thinks that we've got to have a civil conversation. Some parties think lawsuits work well. We'll see kind of how the conversation goes, but the foundation is clear that it's time to engage with regulators and have a good, productive conversation, and make sure that regulation makes sense for their concerns, plus ours, things that we need and want to see in the space. Yeah. So we're going to hire an executive director. I am very busy, and so this is my swan song as executive director, not as chairman. Oh, there's clapping. Yes. Yes. Thank you, those who hate me. I appreciate it. We actually have identified a good candidate. I can't tell you who yet. I think most of you will like who we're talking to. We're just working out some details. So in the next week or two, I hope that we'll have good news for you there. Now, we're also launching international chapters. So we've had 8 countries people in 8 countries contact us so far and say that they want to have a chapter of the Bitcoin Foundation to do the same stuff in their country. Internationalization, working with local regulators, bringing local community groups along. So we will have a kind of like chapter conference this fall. And if you are from a country and think, I would like to help with that, let us know. We'd like that. But we've got 8 identified so far. So what can you do to help? And just never has helping been such a perfectly greedy and capitalist thing to do. You can help, and it will help everyone. One thing you can do is join the Bitcoin Foundation. That's simple. It's about, if you're a startup, it's 10 Bitcoins, I think, to join as on the industry side, and it's like 0.2 Bitcoins on the individual side to join. That helps. That money just gets funneled into the kind of stuff I'm talking about, salaries, conferences, other things. I want to announce that we've got 2 board seats opening up as of today. The Bitcoin Foundation currently has a board of 5, I believe, and we all felt like we need more help on the board. We want a chance to run our elections and do more kind of just broader community engagement. So I will take a second to explain how that works. There are 3 classes of seats on the board. In particular, for this conversation, there's an industry class and an individual class. Now, individual members vote individual board seats. Industry members vote industry board seats. We've opened up 1 industry board seat and 1 individual board seat as of today. I don't know when elections will happen, but when they do, they will only be voted on by members, so that's a good reason to join. If you care who's on the board and want some say in that. I also am looking forward to the vigorous campaigning on Bitcoin Talk that we will see. So those of you who think you'd like to join the board, like sharpen your knives, get your campaigning stuff out. And I believe we have a Bitcoin Foundation members meeting tomorrow, so we'll talk more about it there. But that'd be great. I'm really looking forward to the talent that's thrown at us there. That'll be very helpful. The other thing you can do is invest. I know we've got tons of investors in the house. I've talked to many of you. I've not even met many of you. So you guys are here, you're checking out the space, you're seeing if you like the vibe, if you like the companies, the plays. I think it's great, you should do it. One thing I want to say too though, many of you longtime Bitcoiners who just, have 700 Bitcoins floating around in your Bitcoin QT wallet from 19 something, you guys are rich now. And one thing you could do is think of yourself as angel investors. So I just put that cap on and say, like, I could put in, $10,000 or $25,000 seed funding. What is that? Like 6 Bitcoins? No, it's more than that. Think about putting that money to use in the space. And Silicon Valley's famous for this kind of reinvestment dynamic. And I'd like to see Bitcoin do that too. I think that'd be really good for everyone. That is it. And I would like to introduce the superstars of the night to you. I'm going to tell you what I remember, and I'm going to make sure I don't miss anything. So Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss